everyone, and when finally the day has come. Today, right here in Purmamarca, the Jujuy province in the north of Argentina, right next to the Cerro of the Siete Colores, we are welcoming the 17 entrepreneurs of this first batch of the Newtopia 10-week program. They will be pitching you what they have been building in the last few months with us. We are Newtopia. I am Sasha, one of the founding members and managing partner of Newtopia. We invest in startups from pre-seed and seed up to Series A, and we help them build the product market fit. Today, you will be hearing the startups that have been part of our first batch of the 10-week program. In addition to our investment, we also provide hands-on mentorship that helps the startup find the way to get that product market fit. So, without further ado, I will leave you with Diego Noriega, the 10-week program manager and also venture partner of Newtopia.
Thank you, Sasha. The day has come. The entrepreneurs have worked very hard in order to have the best pitches for you. We have had many workshops, fireside sessions, connections, and also a lot of mentoring sessions, like, for example, pitching sessions. Now they are ready to pitch you guys. We'll start out with Consu from For Me.
Hi everyone, I'm Consuelo, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is not a pitch. This is a story about passion. Actually, this is a story about how to become passion into money. So again, I'm Consuelo, and together with Denise and Romina, we are the three co-founders of For Me. After working for more than 15 years in the corporate world between United States and Latin America, we combined our knowledge between technology, operations, marketing, and businesses, and decided to invest not only our time, our energy, but also our own savings into pursuing one shared mission: to improve people's quality of life by helping them make a living out of their passion. And together, we created For Me, the first social commerce for beauty in Latin America. Now, do you remember what was the last thing you bought? Hold that moment for a second. Do you remember what inspired you, who inspired you to do so? Exactly. Today, 80% of the purchase decisions we make are based on recommendations. And how it works? We invest a lot of time on social media, watching our peers broadcast their experiences about their products, their routines. We take the recommendations and then we buy them somewhere else, a pharmacy, an e-commerce, a marketplace. On the other hand, there are more than 80 million nano-content creators who actually buy products, try them, and share their experiences on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. What happens in between is that while achieving greater engagement than big celebrities and directing sales for big brands, they fail to capitalize their efforts. And at the same time, CPG brands feel far away from end users without managing peer-to-peer purchases. And that is exactly why we created For Me. We connected the dots between end users, content creators, and brands through a benefits and revenue sharing model, transforming organic recommendations into sales conversions. For content creators, we are a community where they get to access for free the products they love. They share the recommendations, and while improving their content skills, they get recognized. And for brands, we are an end-to-end solutions that allows them to manage peer-to-peer recommendations, consumer insights, product discovery, and social conversion. How do we make money? We combine a recurrent revenue model with an exponential one. We charge brands for each social recommendation, and we add a commission based on the sales we generate. But this is not new. This is an already validated model in large markets such as China with Red Little Book or Misho with India. Both unicorns, guess what? Main incomes comes from actually beauty category. And what's going on in Latin America? Luckily for us, we are missing a social commerce leader. And only targeting the beauty industry, we are facing a $70 billion opportunity, where today only 12% come from digital sales. We are seeking to capture 10% of that market within the next 5 years by targeting the new buyers category. We are tropicalizing a global trend, creating the favorite and the biggest social commerce in the region. and that's why the now is relevant. So, what we've done so far, we work with an amazing team of experts in beauty, data analysis, community management, and user experience. And together, we have already created and consolidated a community of more than 180,000 beauty content creators in Latin America. We are already working with the biggest players of the industry, serving for 3 out of the 5 main categories: skincare, hair care, and makeup. We are already running operations in 5 countries within Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, Uruguay, and Peru. And we managed to grow 10 times our revenues in the last 12 months, achieving our first $500,000. But this is just the beginning. Yes, we built and listened our community. We created a model that's already redefining the way we all recommend. We validated its scalability in 5 different countries. And now, we are ready to boost this ecosystem into exponential growth, transforming peer-to-peer trust into sale conversion. We are redefining the way we all buy online. And that's why we are looking not only for new, but for the best partners to join us, consolidating our social commerce unit and help us growing into our market expansion. We are launching our next round between 1st and 2nd Q of 2022. And if you're asking why we do what we do, that's actually the easiest question. We truly believe that sharing is the new economy, where passion will actually become money. So the last question lying on the table would be, are you ready to jump on board? And if you do, please join us for a coffee. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a great first pitch. Thank you, Conso. Now we are ready to listen to Rodrigo from Wipson, a company that is revolutionizing the data ecosystem.
Hi, I'm Rodrigo Arrazabal, Wipson CEO, and first of all, I need to tell you something. This deck uses cookies, so to start, I assume I have your consent. In 2018, the age of privacy began in Europe with the launch of GDPR, and then it expanded to California with CCPA. For the first time in history, privacy was taken into account, and companies that didn't comply started getting hefty fines. Until the moment, more than $1.6 billion of fines have been made, and even more. This year, Amazon got a fine of $860 million. And as new problems appear, also new solutions. In less than 4 years, new startups giving privacy solutions appear in America and Europe. And they become unicorns in record time. And now, the age of privacy arrived to Latam. Brazil launched its own privacy regulation, LGPD, and companies that don't comply can get fines of up to $9 million per infraction, and also the loss of their reputation. That's why we created Wipson. Wipson allows companies to comply with privacy regulations. As Auth0, they say they are the login box. With Wipson, we say that we are the privacy box, because we help companies to comply with just one line of code. We launched officially our platform in June. In August, I moved to Brazil, and since then, we have been growing at a 200% month over month. In December, we will be validating 2.5 million consents. That means 1 consent per second. And this growth is going viral, and we found the way to maintain it like that. That's why we added a Powered by Wipson to our banner. So as more clients integrate our solution, more traffic we generate to our site. Today, 70% of our traffic comes from our client's website. But that's not all. We're also doing integration and partnerships with big players to distribute our solution to thousands of sites from one day to another. For example, we're finishing an integration with alcanzar, the biggest no-code website for weddings in Brazil, and they are integrating our solution to more than 17,000 sites. We're ready also to launch with Vitex, Tienen, Wordsys, and more will come in 2022. These clients choose us because we are better, much better. The weight of our banner is 4 times lighter than our competitors. Also, the integration is 75% faster, and our UX. Our design, the banner design, adapts to our website client, and that's why we already have clients in every tier, from startup to enterprise. In Brazil, there are more than 8 million companies that need to comply. And soon, as privacy regulation expands in the region, more than 14 million companies will need Wipson, unlocking a $10 billion market. We are a privacy product experience team. With Danny Fernandez, my co-founder and CTO, we have been working for the last 6 years together. Since then, we developed the biggest decentralized data marketplace. We created our 2 solutions in privacy, including a privacy antivirus app, and we were selected by the European Union. We are creating and developing for them a privacy platform to distribute to all the European citizens. And we are bringing that know-how to Latam, because we aim to become the first privacy unicorn in the region. We already validated our product, our business development, and also we already validated our distribution channels. That's why now we are raising $2 million to expand our team, to create new privacy solutions, such as consent for SDK. And soon we will raise our Series A, where we will expand to Mexico and to Colombia. And in that way, we will create the privacy infrastructure for Latin America. In 2025, every piece of data will have its user consent. Every cookie, pixel, SDK, even every action in the metaverse will need its user consent, and Wipson will enable it. So don't stay aside. Join the privacy age with Wipson.
Thank you, Rodri. It was great. Now I assume we have your consent to continue with the demo day. Now, one of my favorite companies, Clued. I take every day their products. So Fede, please join us.
20 years ago, I began working on science. And since then, I can't remember a single day I've not been thinking of how to improve and extend people's lives. I'm Dr. Federico Weil, Scientific Director at Clued, and let me welcome you into the future of nutrition. Customers, companies, and governments are changing the way they see nutrition. They know that bad eating habits, bad food, low quality food is making us sick, is aging us faster. For the first time in history, US life expectancy is decreasing, and it is decreasing because of bad food. And this has 3 main causes. In first place, achieving a balanced diet with the accurate amount of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, well, it's hard and it's time consuming. In second place, finding the right food choices, healthy food choices in supermarkets and grocery stores, well, it's difficult and it's expensive. And finally, personalized food options based on each individual's needs, on each individual's genes, microbiomes, and lifestyle needs, well, it's just impossible. They don't exist, not even in developed countries. So at Clued, we merge data, science, technology, and nature to formulate personalized foods based on each customer needs, based on each individual's microbiome and genomic information. Like this soup we have developed for Agostina with the exact amount of minerals, vitamins, pre and prebiotic fiber she needs to feel healthy and active. To achieve this, we have set a roadmap, a clear roadmap with 3 phases. During phase 1, in which we are already working, we are getting to know the market, getting to know our customers, and getting to know the feed of our brand. And we are also developing food technology algorithms that let us formulate easy and accurate products. These algorithms will be used in the second phase of our roadmap to introduce genomic and microbiomic information of each customer to produce personalized foods. In the third stage of our roadmap, we are going to introduce IoT information coming from biosensors and biotrackers in order to produce not just personalized foods, but precision foods. And this way, we are becoming a billion-dollar company. A company on a market that is growing like ever before. Preventive health and wellness market has $1.7 trillion size, and companies like Notco, Organ, Garden of Life, or Beyond Meat have already succeeded and became unicorns. And we are going to lead this market because we have a smart expansion plan. We are outsourcing production into different facilities around the world. We are opening operations in Mexico City and Miami City next quarter, and then we are arriving into Brazil in 2023 and in Europe in 2024. Let me show you some KPIs from Argentina. This year, we have grown 357% in sales. We have delivered over 15,000 clever food products to our customers, and we have over 50% user return rate. And we are succeeding on this as a team. I'm not alone. My co-founders, our CEO Juan Lago, he's a businessman with 20 years of experience opening operations around the world for big companies. Candelaria Noteboom, she has hacked growth and retention. She comes from very big digital companies. And me, I'm a biochemist. I have a PhD in nutrition and immunology, and the last 20 years of my life, I've been working in food and technology. We are looking now for a bridge round of $750,000 to open operations in Mexico City, Miami City, and to begin developing technology for food personalization. The world is changing. Helping people age healthier and happier, it is now possible. We have a great purpose, a fantastic team, and a roadmap to success. Show include. Let's make it happen.
Thank you, Fede. Great pitch. Next one is Marcos Esponton from Yerbo, a company that is changing the way we approach to mental well-being in the tech industry. Marcos, please join us.
The person in the left is Elvio, and before retiring, he almost died because of a medical issue related to burnout. But also Santiago, the boy in the right, he's going to live in a world where mental well-being is going to be abundant. I'm Marcos. By the way, Elvio is my father, and Santiago, my son. I'm a second-time entrepreneur, and after Mercado Libre acquired the machine learning company I co-founded and led, we started Yerbo into the mental health space. We launched a proof of concept that reached more than 100,000 users in just a couple of weeks. We went into that direction that today, creating an MVP has remarkable customers like GitLab in the United States and Nuance here in Latin America. Then we started working hard to change the way we approach mental well-being in general and burnout management in particular of the tech teams. And why tech teams? Because any shift in the paradigm on how we work is going to come from there. And why mental well-being and burnout? Well, the proof of concept I mentioned was the Burnout Index, which is today the largest data set of burnout in the IT industry of the world. Using that data, we can say that 43% of the people in the industry is in high risk of burnout. We know that burnout affects productivity, performance, and velocity. But what happens with employee turnover? Well, 46% of that people are convinced they are going to leave the company in the next quarter or so. So, thinking only in 2021 and looking only at tech companies, we can say that it represents a cost of $108 billion only in the United States. So, with this problem in mind, we started to work hard with this team composed by people coming from behavioral science, computer scientists, product specialists, and go-to-market specialists, delivering some ideas that become valuable enough for some companies like those one to start paying for. And what do we do that's worth paying for? Well, essentially, we create awareness across the community with some content products on specific mental health topics. Then, we allow individual contributors to track some mental well-being indicators with validated protocols. Then, we deliver them insights and information on what is causing their problems to detect trends before they become problems. And last but not least, we deliver them personalized recommendations and actions to take. And how do we make it a sustainable business? Well, we land into organizations delivering value to the end free users, and then we activate the entire team. And once that happens, we contact the upper decision management of the tech teams with a sales-driven approach. On our way, we learned a lot of things. First, surveys don't scale. end users want effortless solutions. And any service you lose, the data lose reliability, and the upper management don't want to push to get more responses. Second, users want fixes. People are bored of receiving bad news from analytics solutions. They want to know what to do with the problem they have. And the third one, we know that Jerbo is okay, but we're not creating a lifestyle startup. We're here to change the game. And how are we going to do this? Well, first of all, integrating Jerbo with the entire tech stack. Using every integration as a data endpoint allows us to get a continuous data flow of the entire team with zero effort for the end user. Is anyone doing a pull request at 3 a.m.? Is that becoming a problem or is it okay? Does your team have enough focus time? We can not only detect mental well-being anti-patterns, but also automatically take action. The second one, we're going to create a loop of immersive actions to be delivered inside those integrations. Sometimes automatics, other times assisted, sometimes for the individual, other times for the entire team. And the third is going to be that we're going to use the data to enrich our benchmarks, to increase the precision of our recommendations, and to detect earlier signals before they become problems. So today, for those fans that believe that mental well-being and productivity can go hand in hand, and for some of them that believe that we can create a positive network effect in mental health using data, we are opening today a seed round of $2 million. We know mental well-being management and talent retention aren't working today, but in the future, for Santiago, for your children, but very soon for your companies and the entire industry, in the future, mental well-being management is going to scale. That's the future we are building. Welcome to that story. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcos. Great pitch. Now it's time for Ezequiel El Piojo Bucay from WeBond, one of the fastest growing startups in the Buy Now, Pay Later Latam ecosystem. Ese, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ezequiel Bucay. I'm the CEO of WeBond. WeBond, it's a buy now, pay later with interest in Latin America. We give credit to people that never have access to the formal financial system to pay things at premium e-commerces like Samsung, Lenovo, Motorola, or Digital House, to buy things like cell phones, motorcycles, or a tennis racket. We gave more than 4,000 credits with $3 million on GMV in 12 months. Now we have 400 active partners, and we doubled the revenue. Yes, we doubled the revenue in the last 3 months. 28K on July and 63K on October. So what is the problem that we are trying to solve here? 85% of the population in Latin America don't have credit card. And the only way that they have to finance their purchases is to pay extremely high interest rate to informal financial lenders. The consequence is the decrease up to 25% of different e-commerce, of different stores, of different merchants, because they don't have access to this market. The solution is a platform to buy now, pay later different items at the checkout of premium e-commerces. How can we do that? With open finance scoring. The user gives us information on real time that the bank doesn't have access. With that information, we can score on real time and give to the user the possibility to split the payments with an APR, with an interest rate as low as 0%. With that, we give the possibility to the merchants to acquire new users and increase the conversion rate, the sales, up to 15%. So what is the product? How the products work? For example, if you want to buy a cell phone, you enter to Samsung.com, you select your cell phone, and at the checkout, you select WeBond as a payment method. There, the user has to take a photo of the ID, a selfie, and with that information, only with that information, we score on real time. The user can select up to 12 installments, 6, 9, or 12 installments to pay their cell phone. We won't pay upfront to Samsung, Samsung delivers the cell phone, and then we collect installments month by month to the user. So what's our business model? We charge a 12% commission rate to the user. We have a $700 average ticket, and with that, per user, per transaction, it's $84. In every transaction, the revenue is $84. And the market, the most important thing is the market in Latin America is very big. 200 million people in Latin America has the same problem. 200 million people. Our goal is to have 1 million users in 1 year. How we acquire users? With premium merchants. Samsung, Lenovo, Motorola, or Digital House are part of our network of e-commerce where the user can buy different products or services. For the merchant, it's very easy to integrate WeBond as a payment method. It's only one click to add WeBond at the checkout. Why? Because we have integration with Tienda Nube, Vitex, WooCommerce, or Magento 2. We are growing super fast. We are growing super fast. We doubled the revenue in the last 2 months, and in January we are going to pass the 100K per month. The most important thing here is that we are growing super fast, but with very healthy risk rate, below 6% of delayed rate and 0.39% of the default rate. So we are growing. We have product market fit and with healthy risk in this lending model. The buy now, pay later industry, it's growing super fast. There is a global validation in Europe and in the US, and it's a sweet spot in Latin America with some proof of concept. With Alejandro Silvestre, my business partner, we created ClickyPass 3 years ago. We grew from 0 to 3,000 different gyms in Latin America, in Argentina, Chile, and Mexico, and then we exit the company to ClassPass, the world leader fitness aggregator. With this 30 people team, we're going to close the financial gap in Latin America. We just closed our seed round of $2 million. Y Combinator is one of our investors, and now we are trying to raise $15 million on a Series A. Thank you, and please join us.
Thank you, Ese. Great pitch. Now it's time for Augment. Emi is a co-founder and CEO of a platform, SaaS platform that is changing e-commerce, marketing, and using artificial intelligence. Emi, join us.
Hello, I'm Emilio, CEO and founder of Augment. We help e-commerce stores to acquire and retain customers. We are growth marketers and software developers with more than 10 years of experience launching B2B companies in Latin America. We love to make marketing based on data because we know that is the best way to reach customers. But just a few companies can hire talented software developers, data scientists, and marketers to implement that. That's why we joined together as a team to make marketing intelligence accessible to every e-commerce store in the world so they can deliver amazing customer experiences. The problem that we see is that 91% of online buyers claim to suffer spam or irrelevant communications from e-commerce stores. Like Daisy, that wanted a macchiato but received a frappuccino with a different name, online buyers are facing this kind of bad experiences every day, which in the end leads them to switch to another brand or simply ignoring that store's communication. But the problem for the store is that they are not retaining their customers. Imagine that if a store retains 5% more of their customers, they can grow their revenue from 25% up to 95%. But the problem for the e-commerce owner is that they are going up in flames with daily stuff. So they need to rely on tools to run their business better. And there are great tools in the market. Segment and Bloomreach are awesome tools to unify data, but you need to hire developers to implement it. Clavijo, MailChimp, and Twilio are great tools to reach people, but it's not just about reaching, it's about how you reach them. Amazon SageMaker is a great tool to predict consumer behavior, but you need to hire a data scientist to use it. That's why we are building a platform that combines data intelligence and communication tools with a hands-off approach to our users, because we know that the e-commerce owner has no time or knowledge to take advantage of other customer data. Augment receives customer data from a store, transform all this customer data into customer segments, and then builds and delivers tactics to each of those segments across different communication channels such as email, SMS, WhatsApp, and social media. But the best part of all is that the whole process, from the very beginning to the very end, it's an end-to-end automated experience for the user. So an e-commerce owner with just a few clicks can connect his store and start playing marketing tactics. And behind the scenes, they are running data models and customer segmentation models to understand which customer to reach, when to reach it, and with which content to reach it. So we launched the prototype 2 months ago. We double our user base monthly, and we have 15% of our users already paying us. 40 stores are waiting to join us, and we closed our first US store deal from a Shopify store of the world-renowned boxer Canelo Alvarez, who is implementing cross-selling tactics with Aument. But not just Canelo. Bassett, a sportwear brand, received 42% of their Cyber Monday revenues coming from Aument tactics. Gogo, an apparel brand, received 15% of their sales of the last 2 months coming from Aument reactivation tactics. That's why we believe that we can end 2022 with 2,600 paying customers at a monthly recurring revenue of $260,000. We made this in the past. We met working at WeWork. Sasha is the former performance marketing director of WeWork and ex-ecom manager of Adidas. Mario launched 2 digital banks as growth manager. Alan is a software engineer with 14 years of experience and a former Technisys and Bitrap. Myself, besides having worked at WeWork too, I was brand manager of Corona and Stella Artois, and I'm an entrepreneur since 2019. But the great thing is that the market is huge. There are more than 8 million active stores in the world, and according to competition benchmarks, we strongly believe that there is a serviceable, obtainable market of $20 billion. And this is the moment to invest in own data solutions like Aument because of the restrictions in privacy policies. So that's why we are aiming to raise a 2 million Series seed round to develop a best-in-class product, launch fast in North America and then in Europe, and achieve a Series A by end of next year. Thank you very much, and hope you join us in transforming how e-commerce stores grow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emi. Now it's time for Simply. Rodolfo, its CEO and founder, is from Panama, and it's accelerating the financial revolution in Latin America. Rodolfo, please join us.
Hi, I'm Rodolfo, and I get the privilege to lead Simply. And we're accelerating the Latam financial revolution by orchestrating identity verification services, aka making simple KYC, AML, and identification of fraud. I started this business out of a pain, the pain that a startup founder has when it loses a deal because it can't transact because a bank account is not open. And beyond sticking with the pain, it got me thinking that there had to be a better way. So I took the painstaking effort to try to understand what was happening behind the scenes. And I found a massive problem. Identity verification is not simple, but there's a great opportunity because the tools that exist today are subpar. And I'll use an example to tell you how complicated it actually is, but also the opportunity that lies ahead. And so there's a neobank in Mexico that needs to run 18 questions about their customers, and some of them are very simple. Is this person real? But some of them are more nuanced. Is this person who is real requesting our service from a geographical location that fits our customer patterns? So to answer all those questions, this neobank employs 10 distinct data integrations with different vendors. And the number of vendors is high for 2 reasons. 1, you have a breadth of questions, but 2, the accuracy level of the individual vendors is below 75%, requiring that you build in redundancies manually. The problem lies in the fact that those 10 distinct data vendors provide a JSON file that needs to be ingested, harmonized, and then persisted to get to a decision. So this neobank employs 9 full-time staff between engineering, product, and risk. Ultimately, they're trying to open 25,000 bank accounts per month. Their funnel metrics are not great. And if you do the math correctly, it costs them about $40 to do an onboarding. At Simply, we believe that the world should be more simple. It is the belief that to build a fintech stack, you can do it modularly. And what we're creating is a single API that can abstract those 18 questions and run everything else in the background, all the complexity, create greater accuracy, and spit back a unified, statistically significant score that can facilitate the decision-making process. We're starting in Latam for the fact that there's a revolution happening in the creation of new financial products, but the fact that there's an inflection point coming due, where greater regulatory pressure is going to happen and where unit economics are going to come into pressure. So the need for an orchestration tool will be there. Players today are already spending $9 billion, and the statistics they have to show for are not great. There is no orchestration player in the market yet, which leaves a wide open space. Our road to product market fit started this month. We're actually building inside two operators that have given us the trust and the responsibility to put a great product out there, and they'll take us from where we are today to 10,000 onboardings by the middle of next year. And we see a path through active conversations with fintechs across the region to get to 25,000 onboardings per month. With those metrics, we can hit our potential targets relatively quickly. As I said before, the greatest privilege is leading a team. And the team I have put together is a team that has seen this, has experienced this problem as being leaders in the industry in the engineering, product, and risk elements of fintechs. We are helped every day by world-class investors that provide us depth by dedicating full hours in the identity space and in tech. We're raising capital, a 1.5 million seed round, to get us to our Series A metrics by next year. Our objective is to have 5 to 10 paying customers, presence in Mexico and Colombia, and an ARR close to 200,000. I want to end with leaving you with one parting thought. Simply's objective is nothing more than helping the financial innovators that are happening and putting great products out there in Latin America to get them in more hands of more customers, more quickly, more safely. That's our definition of accelerating the Latam financial revolution. Join us as we change the way this happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodolfo. He took like 3 or 4 flights to get to Jujuy. That is a great show of the commitment that our entrepreneurs have. Now it's time for Martín Becerra, the CEO and co-founder of Puramente, the meditation and wellness app of Latin America.
Hello everyone. Before we start, please close your eyes for a second and take one deep breath. And release it very slowly. You can open your eyes. Our mission at Puramente is to help people to live in peace and harmony. But the stress and anxiety became the epidemic of our modern life. Almost 40% of the population in the last month experienced some kind of sleep problems, mostly because of stress. Almost 90% of the population experience and suffer from work-related stress. So 6 years ago, I became very curious about my own happiness. I didn't understand why mental peace was so difficult, even when having a good job or a healthy life. I suspected that the answer was inside, in my mind. So I discovered about meditation. In that journey, I started to attend to silent retreats, and meditating all day there was like a surgery for the mind. You can observe how your emotions, your thoughts or sensations arise, and how they ultimately pass away. It's like in a slow motion. And that's where I realized that our society doesn't teach us anything about managing our mind. And that's why I decided to create Puramente, to make meditation and mental well-being accessible for everyone. Very soon, Puramente became the best-rated meditation app in Latin America, according to users, with more than 500,000 downloads. In the app, you can find audio sessions for every need, from beginners to advanced users. We have audio sessions and specialized programs for managing stress, improving sleep, or developing concentration. And we launched it in 2019. You can see how the pandemic boosted our downloads in 2020. And in the last month, we discovered a new tipping point that reveals our next step in growth. We are growing at 5% week over week with campaigns with influencers, with organic positioning, and a product that is shining. So the unit's economics are led mainly by a yearly plan at $20. We convert 3% of the new users into premium, and since the cost of acquisition it's only 10 and we get 20 on day one, we have significant room for investing in campaigns. And that's why our revenue has been growing more quickly than any other metrics in the past month. You might be thinking anyway, what's the difference between other solutions, and things that we see a huge opportunity of being local. That is from the feedback from users and from my own experience. We see that more community and better pricing are keys for engaging in this market. And we do that with local teachers that are close to our users, with live sessions and community features that enhance engagement. So the meditation market is booming. The McKinsey estimated that the global wellness market is a 1.5 trillion market, and being mindfulness a significant part of it. So we have a huge opportunity of serving Hispanic and Portuguese-speaking languages to get to more than 1 million premium users in the following years and becoming a unicorn. And we will do that with a purpose-driven team. Nahuel is my brother. He is one of the smartest tech guys that I know. Juan is the salesman and growth hacker that never missed an OKR. And I previously led our successful startups, products, and operations. So we are ready on board an amazing team, first-class advisors, and a network of investors committed with our mission. We are now fundraising because the product market fits allow us to accelerate growth and reach to 1 million ARR and a Series A between a year. We have the plan with profitable campaigns, expansion to Brazil, and product improvements ready to grow. So if this mission interests you, the world is seeking for mental peace more than ever. Please let me know if you want to join. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin. The world is much better with Puramente. Now it's time for our friend Juanchi Vadino from IniPay are disrupting the payment infrastructure from non-traditional way. Juanchi, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Juanchi Vadino and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at IniPay. Do you know that in Latin America and the Caribbean, more than 50% of the population is underbanked, and that 80% of all transactions in 2020 were paid in cash? If you go to Mexico, that number reaches over 90%, especially in rural and suburban areas. Even more, 32% of Latin America and Caribbean population have no access to internet, and the ones that are connected face quality and cost issues. That means 244 million people that are not using e-banks, P2P wallets, or any of the financial benefits such as credit. Although there's been a rapid growth in the adoption of financial services, there's still infrastructure issues all around. In terms of market, in 2019's total card payment volume reached $720 billion, generating $2.5 billion just in transaction fees. So you can see there's a great business opportunity, but there's a big gap in infrastructure that once it's bridged could lead to real economic impact. That's why we started IniPay, a non-traditional approach to the fintech industry. We created an infrastructure platform that combines software and low-budget hardware to enable payments in places where there's no network coverage, no Wi-Fi access. We do this by using radio frequency technology, as you can see in the slide. In a nutshell, we give merchants apps and POS terminals so they can accept all digital payments whether they have connection or not. I'm going to repeat that, whether they have connection or not. Since 2021, we became the first PCI certified payment system that processes payments through this technology. And how do we reach those merchants? We use a B2B2C approach with a white label technology. We provide software via API modules and hardware infrastructure to financial established players, but especially non-traditional players such as small telcos, media companies, and retail stores with enormous local merchant capillarity. As I told you, we are a non-traditional startup bringing non-traditional players into the game, allowing us to scale. On the other hand, once our networks are deployed, they can be reused in unlimited ways. For example, payment is just the tip of the iceberg. Panic buttons or real-time parking solutions can really benefit from it. Nowadays, we are the only player in the market using a white label approach, providing software, hardware, and operating in places where there's no network coverage. And we can do this because I'm really lucky enough to be working with Kike and Ale, two innovators that are really experienced and passionate in the IoT and AI intelligence industry. As Steve Jobs said, they are the crazy ones that see the world differently. 5 years ago, against all odds, they created the first autonomous car in Latin America in only 6 months. And as for myself, I've been in the entrepreneurial ecosystem for about a decade already, and I sold this year my company, my EdTech company, that I co-founded with other partners and had the back from Global Ventures. Together, Kike, Ale, and we combine a great team with 2 serial innovators, complemented by my product growth mind. We want to make together a $1 billion company. And where are we and how are we going to get there? We are in a pre-product market fit stage. Since we launched our product in the 3rd quarter of the 2021, we achieved $7,000 in monthly revenues by working with companies as big as one of the biggest media companies in Argentina, one of the biggest utility distributions in Argentina, and one of the biggest worldwide chemical companies in the world. We are seeking to close our bridge funding up to $2 million to get product market fit so we can go to Mexico and Guatemala and get our first round A by achieving new commercial agreements, deploying new network features, and deploying new antennas in rural communities. So join us and help us drive Latin America and Caribbean economic growth from a non-traditional approach. There are still too many communities outside the financial system that could really benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Juanchi. Great pitch. Now it's time for our Peruvian entrepreneur, Chris from Cashin, the app that hacked the default rate in microcredits. Chris, please join us.
So, the financial system doesn't know how to assess the risk of the informal economy. They are struggling with high default rates. We are doing it 2 times better and we are growing. We are Cashin, and with our collaborative credit scoring, we are trusting the 45% of Latin Americans that are currently financially marginalized. We are starting with nano credits, and our vision is to launch our wallet to allow anyone to pay anyone without even onboarding the receivers. This is crazy, and I can tell you more about it in a future call. Then, once we launch our wallet, the sky is the limit. We're talking about guaranteeing housing rent, why not even financing studies, and even financing small vehicles for the gig economy. My partner and I started this project because we were touched, let's say even disgusted, about seeing so many people trying to get working capital to start small entrepreneurships, but the financial system just turned their back on them and they end up going to loan sharks. Many have tried to apply technology to microlending, but they have only scratched the surface, building nice and appealing interfaces, but without doing much towards the real issue of microlending, that is controlling the default rate. As a matter of fact, in our case, our social algorithm was burned when we were doing our first test towards controlling the default rate. That was our blocking technology for smartphones. But what happened in the pilot was amazing. Our users started to multiply, and the referrals got 1/3 of the default rate compared to the initial users. This blew our minds and made us pivot all our focus towards formalizing these social responsibility bonds. That's what happened inside our user base. So our algorithm works this way. Users increase their credit line and reduce their interest rate according to their own credit behavior and their first-degree friends. We have been operating for almost 8 months now, and we have issued almost 3,000 loans that adds up to more than $80,000. Our interest rate is around 14%, and our default rate is as low as 7%. This is great if we compare it to the traditional microlending industry that has a default rate around 15%, and other startups that has it above 20%. I used to be a McKinsey consultant, and after that I became the regional manager for Cabify. My partner and CTO used to be the data and tech lead for Cabify too. Together we have been working for more than 7 years already, and we have done amazing things like making taxi drivers in Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia accept digital payments for the first time in history. Our COO, our CPO, and our Chief of Growth also have strong fintech and mobile experience. We have raised $650,000 already, and we are open for up to $1 million additional investment to help us scale up faster and also keep attracting top tech talent to keep improving our algorithm. Something interesting is that in order to collaboratively fund our loans for the long term, we are leveraging on the Cardano community that has recently raised more than $20 million for Meld, which is our liquidity partner. And actually this chat is really long. It takes more than 30 minutes to explain the model, but I can tell you the preview. Meld estimates that their initial investors have already made a 50 times return on their investment just in these 6 months. Well, we're building one of the biggest financial revolutions for the emerging markets. And we know how to scale big mobile businesses like this. Jump aboard now and enjoy the ride with us.
Thank you very much, Chris. Now it's time for our friend Diego Moyano from Epica. Epica is the face of change our planet needs. Diego, please join us.
Hi, this is Epica. I'm Diego, founder and CEO. By 2030, the plastic industry will pollute more than coal. And this means microplastics in every environment and also in our food. It's CO2 emissions producing global warming, and it's harmful chemicals affecting our health. And in Latin America, we are using 10 million tons of plastic packaging every year. And we are on track to quadruple that volume in the next 30 years. So we're in trouble. Now, do we have a solution? At Epica, we engineer, we produce, and we market sustainable materials and packaging products. This means our products are compostable, they are carbon neutral, and they are based on green chemistry, meaning we protect the environment and we also protect human health. So how do we do this? Well, in general terms, our products come from plants and they go back to nature. So we're talking about a perfectly circular economy. Let's now imagine that your company is into frozen food or food service, or that you use e-commerce or printing and advertising. You need plastic packaging and products, but you also want to be sustainable. So what are your options as a brand? All of these segments have a solution with Epica, and let me show you some examples. The world's #1 producer of frozen fries is working with Epica to deliver their frozen fries in compostable packaging, packaging that we design using their waste stream. In Brazil, Epica developed and delivered 2 million envelopes to Mercado Libre. And we're helping Hewlett-Packard eliminate PVC from their large format printing business. All of this to highlight our portfolio of proof of concept and our capacity to innovate and deliver. Now, looking at this innovation, is there a market for it? Well, the global addressable market for all of these segments is $350 billion and growing. And in Latin America, which is Epica's first market, the addressable market is $50 billion with an annual growth rate of 5 to 10% depending on the segment. So who is behind all of this innovation? Epica is a team of global experience, vision, and drive. Pablo, Lucas, Anderson, and I have 20 years experience in company building, in venture capital, in startups, in packaging, innovation, and sales, and in sustainability. What brings us together is the determination to deliver a company that fits in with the kind of world we want to leave for our kids. So let me now describe our strategy of market-driven innovation and sustainability. The products I showed you earlier are all finished products. They're market-ready for brands. But where is the innovation, or where is the proprietary technology and the entry barrier for this market? It's upstream in the material science and the biotech to produce biopolymers and bioplastics that are later turned into sustainable packaging. So in 2022, Epica will begin producing its own biopolymers and bioplastic materials. This represents a level of integrated solutions for brands that is unmatched in Latin America. So our 5-year outlook is replacing tens of thousands of tons of plastic packaging with Epica's sustainable solutions and keeping pollution out of the environment and of course delivering a billion-dollar company. But this is only a scratch in the surface of a 10 million ton problem that we have in Latin America. So we need to move fast. That is why we're in the middle of a $2 million seed round with our lead investor, Impacta Venture Capital. And for our upcoming Series A, we have a signed term sheet with a $7 million commitment from Bioceres, who is a leader in the biotech investment listed on NASDAQ. So look, we know that our billion-dollar company is completely useless if we don't save this planet. So let's do both. Let's give this hockey stick problem a hockey stick solution. We can do this together. I hope you come on board. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Diego. We need to build this together. Now is the turn for Fede Patiño, our friend from Costa Rica, and Botín is the startup that is presenting. Fede, please join us.
Hi everyone from Tatooine. So basically, if you're born in Latin America, your money is constantly at risk. Whether it's inflation, devaluation, or our pension systems, there seems to be no way or no option for retirement or to grow your wealth in Latin America. Even with this impending financial doom, on average, less than 1% of the population invests in the stock market or in any other sort of product. And while in the past 2 years we have been enjoying one of the best situations for wealth generation in modern history, Latin America has been suffering with devaluation and with the stagnant economical cycle. This until now. With Botín, we believe that wealth generation is a human right, and we are building the necessary tools so that anyone can exercise that right. Think about us as what would happen if you would mix Revolut and Robinhood and create a category-winning company. We're building a product where everyone can begin their investment journey in less than 5 minutes, invest commission-free without minimums. And when we say everyone, we mean everyone. We're starting by bringing access to investing in US stocks, and from there, we'll be building a one-stop shop product where you can trade anything. Whether it's crypto, art, venture, or collectibles, we want to have it there. Without even launching or without even building a product, we've already acquired 11,000 users, mainly from Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, and other countries in Spanish-speaking Latin America. We're going regional since day one, and we have assembled a top-class team with previous experience in the fintech space. Myself, Federico, I started and sold a digital bank in Costa Rica, and my two co-founders, Robert and James, they have been working in the fintech space for the past 7 years. Between us, we have been working in around 4 different digital banks, 2 crypto exchanges in Europe, Latin America, and the US. And to this, we've added jet fuel with prime VCs and angel investors that have grown, started, or invested in multiple billion-dollar companies. We're building Latin America's first investment super app. We are Botín. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Fede. 5 more to go, but still a lot of content for you. Now it's time for Enigma. Facu is a 20-year-old entrepreneur and is changing the NFT ecosystem. Facu, please join us.
Hi, I'm Facundo Migoya and I'm going to talk to you about Enigma. We have a huge problem in the music industry. The blockbusters are making money and the long tail is not surviving, especially during the pandemic. Mid to low tier artists with around 400,000 monthly listeners are making less than $1,000 per month. And I think this is due for a change, and the change comes in the form of NFTs. NFT sales have totaled more than $13 billion in 2021, with more than 300% growth from 2020. Iberoamerica is one of the best markets for crypto coins and NFT ecosystems. Plus, there are no big NFT marketplaces and no big artists minting their NFTs. You may be asking yourself, why Enigma? Well, I think we have the best team to be doing this right now. Leading our CEO, Matias Loizaga, he has more than 15 years of experience in the music industry, as well as our CTO, Hernán Carrizo, with more than 10 years of experience in the blockchain industry. Our purpose is to create the future of creative ownership, using the newest crypto tools for artists. For this mission, we created a 3-stage plan. The first stage being an NFT marketplace, which we have already launched. The second stage being an app and a multi-track player to listen to your favorite songs in a never-before-seen way. And the third stage, which I think is the most important, is the fractional ownership, which is a blockchain solution for artists all around the world. Our founding partners are Pop Art and Daleplay, two of the biggest music producers in Latin America, as well as Pepo Ferradas, a huge music manager. We have also created an artist founding group in which we handpick artists from all around the world to be part of Enigma. Our seed investors are the co-founder of Globant, Martín Migoya, as well as Newtopia, Ripio, Alchemy, Riverwood Capital, and Urban. With this, we have raised a seed round of $2 million and are likely to start a Series A round in a couple months. Together, we will create the future of the music industry. Thank you very much.
All right, 4 more to go. Thank you very much, Facu. Now it's time for Maxi from Kiwi. Kiwi is disrupting the way that we are saving food at stores. Max, please go ahead.
Only in supermarkets, expired food represents $170 billion a year. Yes, $170 billion. Have you ever wondered why a product that expires in a few days costs the same as one that expires in 3 months? Well, it's incredible, but most supermarkets can't manage stock by expiration date. The traceability is lost when a product enters the store. This is very important to understand. Who pays this cost? Most supermarkets, unfortunately, just don't care enough. They only perceive direct costs for what they produce. Food producers are the ones that suffer this, because they accept these products back. But this also costs you, me, all consumers, because we end up paying for this in prices. And we cannot forget about the environmental impact created by the production of food that ends up thrown away. This is a huge opportunity if we understand who is willing to act and who is willing to pay. We came up with a groundbreaking solution to solve the problem for producers involving the consumers. So now, the next time you find a product close to expiration, you will have the opportunity to help the world and get rewarded. How does that work? We created an app where we encourage consumers to purchase these products, and we incentivize them with discounts that are compensated in their accounts. Let me give you an example. Most producers recall yogurts with 7 days left to expire. We offer a discount to buy any yogurt with less than 10 days. Those are products that otherwise would be thrown away, and we can do this without integrating with the stores. So you can use it wherever you shop. Then we can instantly offer producers a solution available at every point of sale. And we avoid the impossible task of relabeling products to offer discounts. And we do this while empowering consumers, saving money in their purchases and helping the environment. Startups like Too Good To Go are on the way to becoming unicorns. They offer a marketplace that connects restaurants with a food surplus and consumers. Others do work with mass consumption, but by requiring product movement, their solution cannot be adapted to point of sales. We, at Kiwi, are starting with mass consumption products wasted at the stores. And with our approach, we can instantly offer a huge variety of goods that people buy every day. As you can see, we are already closing pre-launch agreements with some of the biggest food producers in the region. They save these return costs and they even increase sales. At the same time, they get consumer behavior data in all their channels. With Mauri and Gonza, we met while studying an MBA, and we fell in love with this problem. We even decided to quit our jobs to find a solution. We combine expertise in sales, operations, technology, but what is more important is that we know this issue like no one else. We started the year working on a food traceability software for supermarkets. But even though we had initial traction, we realized it would be very difficult to scale. These process changes take a long time. So we decided to pivot and include consumers. We are being very successful saving food with our MVP, and we are looking to achieve product market fit. We will be raising a seed round at the beginning of next year to build the biggest marketplace for all food surplus in Latam. While I was talking, 1 ton of food was wasted. Working together, we will save all the next ones. Thank you very much.
Max, I can't believe just one pitch is throwing away a ton of waste food. Now it's time for Leaf. Monica is our crazy Colombian living in Brazil, trying to change technology and sustainability. Monica, please join us.
Hey, we are Leaf. We are going to change the fashion industry like forever. The second industry that pollutes more in our environment is textile industry. So we know that our clothes, when we use it, we donate it or we discard it. But at the end of the day, that clothes convert in garbage. That garbage goes to the landfill and it burns. That clothes can fill one Empire State only in one day. The fashion industry increased 10 times over the population increasement over the years. So if we look here in Latin America, in Brazilian market, we have $30 billion the market size from only the fashion industry. So the brands need to see that kind of numbers and do something about it. But they don't have information and they don't have really strong strategies to change that. So they don't have neither any culture or any ecosystem to do that. So in that point, LEAF exists. LEAF is the certificate that helps fashion brands to get an ecosystem and create them a big and really realistic strategy for being more sustainable. With this, they can have a really efficient process in production and post-production, and they can reach a real sustainable certificate that LEAF provides to them. In this moment, we are LEAF Circular Certification, and we are working with the brands in this moment to get post-consumption process, working with tailor hubs. And the tailor hubs, they can give more time to use to the clothes. So we are proving that this is happening today. We are expecting to increase our LEAF Circular Certification 6 times with these numbers, and we expect to expand in Latin America, starting in Argentina. But who are behind the camera? Monica Medina, Luisa Bachista, and Marina Moura. We think that we can change our consumption with technology focused on sustainability. Today, we are seeking for $500,000 to keeping testing our product solution fit and also increase in Latin America. In the second part of our certificate, we are going to develop the technology to plug in the validation of the process of the water, the pollution, and also carbon footprint of their process. So the brands can have now a simple solution to be more sustainable, have a real sustainable certification that LEAF provides to them. We are again greenwashing and fake sustainability. So join us to be part to Revolution Daily. We are Live.
All right, 2 more pitches to go. I hope that you are enjoying as much as us, not only these pitches, but this unique landscape. Now it's time for Valentina, our friend from Hanti, one of our favorite startups. Valen, please join us.
Hi, we are Hanti, your best ally to find your dream job. The truth is that looking for a job in Latin America is not easy. On average, a professional spends 7 months looking for a job. That is mostly because people don't know how to apply to a job because nobody teaches. For example, when people apply for a job position, 95% of them never get an interview for the company that they apply for. And when they get the interview, they end up being part of the 99% of people who never get a job offer for the company that interviews them. And in the great majority of the cases, there is no feedback along the process. And the saddest part is that when people finally get the job offer, the salary is 15% less than what they were expecting from the beginning of the process. When they try to look for help, they discover there is a market that is really focused in a B2B way. That means that there is a lot of solutions for companies to hire faster and better candidates, but nobody is helping the job seeker to find a job. This is a huge market because there are 30 million people in Latin America every year who are looking for a job. That's why we create Hanti, a platform that connects job seekers with companies that are currently hiring and provide them with a lot of tools to perform better in their job search process. We provide them with online courses, with gamified challenges, and also with one-on-one mentorship sessions with our network of mentors. Our mentors are giggers who work with us, generating additional income and deciding how many candidates they want to coach and how many hours they want to work with us per week. Until now, we have placed more than 800 candidates in almost every area of the company, from project management to sales, from marketing to human resources. And we do all of this in a result-based model. That means that people only pay once they get hired. How much they pay? They pay one salary of their new job divided into 3 payments. As a result, we know that the market is much more efficient with Hanti. While a person that is looking for a job alone spends 7 months looking for a job and receives offers for a 15% less of salary, with Hanti it's totally the opposite. People are spending 45 days looking for a job. That means that we are making the process almost 80% faster, and they are significantly increasing their salary, on average of 31% extra in comparison with the previous salary. This comes along with great customer satisfaction metrics. Our NPS is 92, and every person that joins the platform on average refers 2.2 new users to Hanti. That allow us to grow organically and exponentially. And we can also see this grow in our revenue. We have been growing at a 63% month-over-month rate. On January, we sold $4,000. On October, we sold $200,000. With these metrics, we are sure that for May of the next year, we're going to achieve a monthly revenue of $1 million. That is the goal. Hanti is currently at Colombia, and we just launched operations at Mexico. And the next year, we want to open our Series A to escalate to the rest of Latin America. And all of this is only possible because the great team that is behind Hanti and my amazing co-founders. We are the perfect mix between technology, business, and employability knowledge. With Francisco, our CTO, who is the former head of data at Platzi, with Santiago, our CPO, and Sebastián, our CEO, who are serial entrepreneurs, and Hanti is the 3rd company that they're creating together. And with me, Valentina, who I am the COO, I am an industry expert, and I spent my entire career working in employability. So we are solving a huge problem and attacking a huge market with a deep understanding of the problem that we're trying to solve, because nobody is helping people to land to their jobs. So, do you want to join us to end unemployment in Latam?
All right, our last pitch. I hope that you really enjoy what we did here. They did a great effort. Now, Defiant. Bruno, his co-founder, is going to pitch us a great tool for our future. Please, Bruno, join us.
Hello everyone, I'm Bruno Calmels, CTO and co-founder of Defiant. And today I'm going to introduce you to your gateway to Defiant. So 65% of people do not trust banks. And why is it? It's because banks are centralized. And what do they centralize? They centralize mainly two things: users' data and users' funds or money. And with centralization also comes high risk for frauds, governmental intervention, also high entrance barriers and high costs, mainly when it comes to sending money abroad. So, what is our solution to this? It's decentralized finances, or DeFi, which works on top of blockchains. Blockchains enable us to make and verify transactions really efficiently. And also blockchains are really transparent and also resilient to fraud and to intervention, exactly. So, how to get into DeFi? Defiant is for us the best choice, because we as Argentinians know firsthand the problem of being a financial slave from banks. So we designed Defiant with that in mind, and that implies two things. One, a self-custodial mobile multi-blockchain wallet together with a decentralized peer-to-peer marketplace which enables users to in a decentralized fashion exchange crypto for fiat or traditional money among themselves. So, how do we come to this solution? By the end of 2019, we detected this opportunity, and then by the beginning of 2020, we already had an MVP in place. We, the core team members, are experts in finances, technology, blockchain, marketing, and management. And as we were born during the pandemics, we were able to gather a really great and strong team of more than 20 members working from over a dozen different locations. So, what about our competitors? Well, we've got competitors mainly on two different types. One is, for instance, Binance, as you may know, and the problem with them is that, as well as the banks, they are centralized and custodial. So that means that they own your money, not yourself. And on the other hand, we've got MetaMask, for instance, and others similar to that. And they, as they are decentralized, they most of the times lack either the simplicity or the completeness in their features. Also, none of them's got a peer-to-peer marketplace integrated as Defiant does. So, what about our growth? Currently, we've got a $3 million volume that's being moved in the app, and that comes due to mainly two reasons. One, that we're always integrating the best and the brightest and the most wanted blockchains and DeFi solutions. And on the other hand, that we've also managed to assemble and foster a really great and engaged community with which we interact and they interact among themselves, welcoming and teaching to everyone that wants to come into the DeFi space. As a result of that, we've got that 45% of the people that download the app become active users. So, what about our business model? It's really simple. Having and using as many wallets as you wish is completely for free. We only charge a small fee on some DeFi operations and on some on and off-ramp transactions. And as we only depend on the blockchain and we don't hold custody of the users' funds, our growth is potentially limitless. So, regarding our roadmap, we've already had a pre-seed and a seed round with which we were able to develop and integrate multiple features, multiple blockchains, DeFi solutions, reach our first 10K users, and now we're starting to engage in conversations for our Series A round, which will happen in the first half of next year. And so with that in mind, we will do really good stuff, as for instance issuing a prepaid self-custodial credit card, and also tackling new continents as Africa, Asia, and some new parts of Europe. So, that being said, our dream is to be building the ultimate wallet for financial inclusion. We believe that current traditional finance is exclusive and they're unfair, so that's why we invite you to join us in building the greatest app, the greatest wallet, and moving finances 200 years forward in the future.
Well, that was amazing, and we are very proud of you. Thank you for your time. We have been working very hard with the entrepreneurs for you to see in them what we have seen before. We would also like to thank the Jujuy province and the Purmamarca city for letting us have this event in this incredible place, which was so important for the entrepreneurs. Special thanks also for the Newtopia team. They have been working very hard, and for the technical team. It was very challenging to have this event here, but we have made it. And finally, special thanks for all the members of the Newtopia community, the LPs and the advisors. They have made this great first batch possible, and we would like to continue in this path. This is an incredible moment of Latin America, where we have the chance to combine technology, the talent from the entrepreneurs, and the capital, of course, to solve the big problems and to make a change for good in millions of people. Together we can make it. So thank you and see you next time.